Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of the SportsLIFE, and today I'm joined with
Jack McGrew.
And I'm joined with
Bo McCormack.
And today we're going to be talking about March Madness. And kind of crazy this year, I'll say. Are there any crazy games that you guys want to talk about?
Honestly, I gotta talk about the High Point game. I mean, they played a good game, and getting that upset from Wisconsin, they really deserve that, and look forward to seeing him in the next round.
I was going to say, for me, Chase Johnson, bro, that guy was going off, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you guys got to see, in the broadcast, they showed his shoes and, it showed a verse. It was Acts 20:24. Mm-hmm. I really love that, and, I think that just kind of highlights the player that he is. It just highlights his faith, and hopefully for me, I don't know. I just feel like High Point is a really good team. Brackets wise, how are we doing?
So far, I think I'm doing really good. High Point and Wisconsin both played a really good game. Mm-hmm. I was trying to stay in my bed for that game because I had Wisconsin winning against High Point. Mm-hmm. I did not think there was going to be a huge upset. I thought Wisconsin was going to blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
But they both
Next
played.
thing you know, you're going to be screaming. You're going to be screaming under your pillow at night.
Exactly. But I also thought that was going to happen because, it was like back and forth the whole game, which that's what I love about basketball. Like, it's always, if it's not back and forth, then it's not going to be fun to watch because, if it's a good team, like Duke whooped like half these teams, but by a lot.
Yeah, no.
And that wasn't fun to watch because it's not really the game of basketball. If not much teams are scoring, if they're scoring, then one team just goes up and then the other team just goes way down and loses by a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of Duke, everyone has made it to the, I think it's the Sweet 16, I think?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, so the Sweet 16, everyone's got a second chance now to prove themselves to become the champion. So I prefer that it's going to be I think that either Duke or Arizona are going to make it all the way to the championship. It's either going to be, or they're either going to be playing against each other. What y'all's takes?
I feel like, obviously, Duke is a favorite among everybody. Obviously, they're doing really good. But, me personally, maybe kind of crazy take, but I'm going to go for UConn. I got UConn.
UConn?
Yep, I got UConn.
Wow, that's a bold take.
I know.
A bold take.
I'm going to say either Duke, UConn, or Purdue because in the past, y'all probably might disagree with me with this, but
100%.
Oh boy, I already know where this is going.
In the past, Duke has choked in the finals.
That is true, yeah.
Last year, Duke did choke in the finals.
Yeah,
and they lost.
Yes.
So,
and this is the
Duke.
Second year in a row they would make it to the finals, so they go again?
Yes, but people think Duke is so good, but I'm going to go with Purdue. Because,
it's a bold statement.
Because Purdue was going
statement
against Duke and lost. Mm-hmm. So I'm going Purdue or Arizona. I don't know which one yet, but in my bracket right now, I have Duke and UConn.
It's a very bold statement, and you know it. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, well, we kind of took a look at, before we started recording, we kind of took a look at the next few games, tomorrow not tomorrow, the 26th and the 27th, and we kind of highlighted a few games that we kind of be interested in is Iowa versus Nebraska. Who do you guys think is going to win on that one?
Iowa, Nebraska. I would have to say roll Cornhuskers.
What about you?
I would have to say Iowa.
I'm going to go with Iowa as
well.
Because
Iowa might, I think Iowa's in the underdog in this statement. But they're both good teams, but Iowa has been through a lot. I think it's their first time making it to March Madness. But also they're not the best program. They don't have the best program right now.
Neither does Nebraska.
So it could be I think it's going to be a good game to watch.
I think so too. I mean,
But
this game could go out any way.
I agree.
I think Iowa's going to come out on top. I think it's going to be a good game, though.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think, like you guys said, both programs, they're kind of, but I think that just, that's a testament to how crazy March Madness can be.
Yeah.
And, that's what makes the game interesting, For me, that's why I love March Madness. But the next game that we had mentioned is Alabama versus Michigan. What do we think about that one? Any takes?
That game could go either way. I mean, Alabama's been pretty good in the past with I think I started following them in basketball last year, and they were pretty good. I mean,
But also, don't forget this.
Michigan also have a good basketball team. They're both football programs and basketball programs are pretty good.
But also, don't forget this though. Alabama's more. People would say that Alabama's more football than basketball.
That is
and
true.
And Michigan's more basketball than football.
That is true.
Because Michigan is not very good with football, but they are good with basketball.
Well, it depends because Michigan also in football plays in Big 12 teams, and Big
That's
12
true.
teams they're kind of iffy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Philip, I don't know if you're willing to give a go at this, but what do you think? We have our professional expert coming on stage.
So, alright, let's get up here. So, my hot take is Allen's wrong. It's not UConn that'll go all the way. They're frauds. 100%,
UConn all the way, baby.
100% frauds. But there's a statistic that I looked at this morning that says every single time that Duke has won a national championship, they beat St. John's sometime in the season, whether it be in the regular season or the March Madness tournament.
That's who they play. They play St. John's.
So I think the real test is, does Duke beat St. John's? And if they do, history tends to repeat itself. As much as I'm a Tar Heel fan and I don't want Duke to win, I think if they beat St. John's, it's kind of solidified in history right there because we've seen this happen since the 90s.
Sorry to interrupt you, but correct me if I'm wrong. So, if this is, I don't believe this, but I think I should believe this, but this is, St. John's has never beat Duke in basketball, if I'm correct, right?
I think they beat them a few times.
I think they beat them like once or twice.
Not when it mattered.
Okay.
And St. John's, I don't think has been.
They beat him in a regular season, but not when it actually matters in March Madness.
Okay.
When it actually get big money.
St. John's hasn't been in the Sweet 16 since before SpongeBob aired. If that tells you how long that's been, because SpongeBob's been on since like '99.
It first aired in '99.
Yeah, so St. John's has not been this far in the tournament in a extremely long time. So also, if they're the ones that upset Duke here,
they're in the.
But also think
they're
about
the
this
underdogs.
though. Think about this though. There's been a lot of upsets that have been happening this March Madness, and has not really. I feel like this year for March Madness has the most upsets for both girls and boys.
there's a ton of them. You're not wrong with
Because last year I feel like there wasn't that much upset.
No. I'm taking the words out of my mouth. You're right on that.
Last year there was like correct me if I'm wrong, I think there was like 2 to 3 upsets last year.
There might have been a few more than that, but it's not to the extent that it was
Which
this
now
year.
it's like every single game is an upset.
Just about.
It's like every single game besides the Michigan State game is an upset.
But that's been really good for us viewers. I mean, it's been
Exactly.
really
It's
entertaining to
been
watch.
it's been keeping us interesting.
Absolutely.
And seeing what's been happening in that sports world.
Because last year March Madness was kind of boring because all the upsets weren't happening. All the upsets were losing.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this morning I saw somebody, I think it was on Sports Center, somebody said that this year's March Madness
It's completely different.
is not as interesting as it has been in past years, and I don't know. I feel like I kind of disagree with that.
I feel like I disagree with that because there's been 2 Sunbelt teams this year
That had made it to
that made it to March Madness.
That's what I was gonna say.
One for girls, which is JMU.
They lost first round.
And then one,
All right, well,
and
at
then
least
one
they
for the
made it.
boys, which won the Sunbelt
No,
Conference.
there's 2. There was Southern. I think Southern Miss made it too.
No, Southern Miss did not make it.
Who was the second one?
There was one for girls and one for boys.
Oh, I see what you're
JMU
saying.
for girls, and then Sun Belt Conference champions.
Yeah, and then Troy.
Which were the boys,
Yep.
which they lost in the first round.
Yep.
Because they also played. I think I played Duke.
No, they played.
They played someone.
They played Nebraska.
That
They
makes
played
sense.
Nebraska.
Okay. All right. Well, the last prediction that we have is Michigan State versus UConn. You guys already know what my prediction is for this one.
Yeah, I know for sure you're going UConn. For sure you're going UConn. Don't admit.
Maybe I'm delusional, but I think I got UConn. You know what I'm saying?
I personally have Michigan State because Michigan State has played really well since the first game they had, and they also won, I think, like 101 to something when they played the team.
That's interesting.
Michigan State gave Duke a run for its money earlier in the regular season. It went down to the final minute, and UConn got blown out in their conference tournament by St. John's just a few weeks ago. Give me Michigan State and Tom Izzo, the legendary coach, every day of the week.
You know, like we say, guys, upsets. They happen. They happen. You know what I'm saying?
Knowing this season, I think an upset's going to happen.
I mean, I feel like we can't rule UConn.
I feel like there'll be an upset in the championship.
Because look at this one. Florida lost.
Oh yeah.
And Florida has a good basketball program.
Yep.
They're not that good at football.
They're not.
But
Their football program sucks.
That's
I just don't. Bro, that.
Unfiltered.
Yeah, seriously. But don't worry, we'll cut that. We'll cut.
Sorry
that.
about that.
You're good. You're
Awesome.
good. But I would definitely say that the Florida game was kind of frustrating to watch. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was
Especially-
interesting to watch. There was what was there? There was 3 seconds left on the clock. It was Iowa's ball. They had they had someone down at the other end of the court and at half court. They passed it to half court to dribble it in. Then they passed it out to the corner. And who was it that shot that made that 3, that game-winning 3? You remember that guy? I can't remember.
I do not remember.
I remember
Okay,
his.
while we're on that topic, let's talk about the Kentucky game.
Oh my God!
When they were down by
16.
By 16, they came back, made a half-court shot to win the game and switched it.
Are you serious? They made a half-court shot?
Yes.
Dude,
What?
You haven't seen it?
No.
Kentucky made, like, they threw it in. There was 3.8 seconds left. Rolled it, half court, shot it, made the 3, made the half court shot, no backboard, switched it and won the game.
Really?
For Kentucky.
Wow, that's a once-in-a-lifetime miracle right there.
I was gonna say that. Hey, that's pretty crazy, but
Madness of March.
exactly.
It is, yep.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that's it for the Sports Life for the March Madness episode. Thank you for joining us for our very first episode, and for the second episode, we're going to be talking about baseball. We can cut that. But yeah, thank you guys. We're going to be talking about baseball next episode. Thank you.
Bye-bye.